Hey everybody, family, friends, followers, supporters. I just wanted to give an update. It's been a while, sorry. I think it's been over a week since I gave an update, but I had chemo this past Wednesday, so had to get through that. And with the fistula, that just unfortunately creates even more problems for me. More fluids coming out of me, things like that, which just makes everything a little bit more challenging. But anyway, I thought I would take this opportunity today to give you a little insight into nothing graphic, but into the care and the products and things that I use. So, here's a few of the items that, oh goodness, sorry, that I use and that I go through a bunch of. So, see if I can swap this around. So, here is the gauze sponges that I use. I can go through 200 of these in one cleaning. I definitely go through about 200 to 400 of them easily in a day, sometimes more. These are saline cotton swabs, which the saline water sometimes burns the area because it is so damaged and so sore and ulcerated in certain areas where the fistula drains. These are a lifesaver, but they come in a pack of like 70, and I could go through one of those easily in a day, usually 1.5. These little bottles of barrier to keep it's a barrier for your skin so that when stuff does come, it doesn't burn quite as much. These are quite expensive. I can't remember. I want to say $28 or some crazy thing like that. Maybe 9, maybe it's 28 for 3. But anyway, I go through one of these in a day. This I absolutely love, but it's really not cost effective. I would love to use this every time I go into wash because it's such a great product. But it'll only last one washing for this whole bottle, and it's like $5 to $7 depending on where you get it. I go through a ton of this instead of using that. It's not as convenient, but saline solution. I get 5 of these for, I want to say $29. But I can go through one of these, a half of one in a setting, at least a quarter. Then a jar of Vaseline, which you all know what that looks like, but I go through almost one of those in a day. Sometimes if I have a good day, maybe not so much. I go through these muslin cloths, which I cut up into smaller squares. These are really soft and they help for cleaning and drying, very absorbent, and they don't irritate my skin because they're not rough obviously there's not a lot of wiping to the area you can do, but those help absorb really well. And then the poise pads, I go through, oh my gosh, I bet I go through 70 of those a day, some days. Anywhere from 36 to 70, but usually at least a couple every hour. Also, because I have to dispose of everything because of the nature of what's coming out and the nature of the soiling, I go through sometimes anywhere from 5 to 6 pair of underwear a day. So I'm buying and disposing of them because what's on them really is toxic and can't be cleaned because it's really coming straight from your vial. And I get a few of these. These are little soft panda washcloths. I don't get a lot of them, but they're really soft and they work really, really nicely for keeping the area clean also. And then that doesn't even go to the fact that I'm also having to clean my bathroom, sanitize my bathroom. So there's bleach and there's, toilet bowl cleaner and things like that. I'm having a hard time wearing shorts or pants. So I had to invest in nightgowns. They kind of look like dresses. I don't think anybody can tell the difference. But anyway, so that I it's convenient for me to make it to the bathroom and everything. And I'm also going through more trash than normal, and sometimes I get charged for that, depending on what I have to put out. I can go through, because everything, again, like I said, is disposable, and this is only my fistula. This does not include my caring for my nephrostomy tube or caring for my colostomy bag. This is only the fistula. So it's a lot, and I have about probably a bag of trash a day by the end of the day. And then let's add into that, I'm having to get protein drinks. I'm losing weight quickly, about 2 pounds every 2 weeks, which is way too much. So trying to, on a full liquid diet, keep my calories up, which is hard, and having to buy things that are in high calories and individual packaging, which obviously is also more expensive. So I only tell you all these things so that you all know what your donations and your gifts and your support is going through, because without them, I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be here, and I know that sounds dramatic and harsh, but I seriously don't think, if I could care for this wound like I have been because of all your help and support, that I would be here, because I would have gotten an infection. I probably would have got sepsis. I would be in the hospital, and I would be just trying to manage my pain and stay out of pain. And they would probably just be, advising me to do hospice or something like that. And I'm not ready to give up. I'm ready to still fight. So thanks to all of you, from the bottom of my heart, because with God's grace, God's provision that He's brought through all of you, and my faith and your faith and all the prayers, I can get up every day and keep fighting. And some days are really, really hard to fight. Some days are just really difficult and full of pain. But then I get a package, or I get someone stops by with flowers, or brings me a mocha, which is great because that's huge, high calories, 500 calories in a frappe. And then I remember that I'm not alone. Not only am I got God in my corner, I've got all of you. And I just want to thank you all. Sorry this is so long, but I just wanted to make sure everybody knew how grateful I am and what their donations and support is going through. Thanks again. Love you all, and I feel your love too.